Trump lashing out about Epstein, calling the investigation a hoax. Actually, around the exact same time that Jeffrey Epstein survivors were publicly telling their stories on Capitol Hill, pleading for transparency. Here's President Trump today.
From what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given, but it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
Well, maybe irrelevant to the success, as he says, but of course relevant to the 1,000 or more victims, relevant to possibly the many men who were in there who were raping children. Well, not a hoax. Jeffrey Epstein is accused of targeting, assaulting, and raping underage girls. That's not a hoax. That's something that needs to be investigated, and everyone should be pounding the table on this. This one isn't hard, and it's not complicated. And it's why Republican Congressman Thomas Massie is leading the revolt on this against Trump. As we speak, rallying Republicans to break with Trump and support Massie's movement to force a vote that would allow for releasing every single Epstein document that exists.
I care most about the policy here, not the politics of it. But politically, it's really bad for Republicans. They should just have this vote and put it behind them. 80% of Republicans, it's not just independents and Democrats who want these files released. 80% of Republicans support releasing these files. So they're at odds with our base right now, and particularly the MAGA base.
Well, Massie is being practical, but he's also right there that this shouldn't be political. There's a right and a wrong. And exposing people who assault and rape children is the right side of the issue. If Massie can get 2 more Republicans to join him, he can force the vote on his bill. It is a vote that Trump right now is scrambling to kill. The White House today actually calling Massie's measure, quote, a very hostile act to this administration. Unclear why they would want to make keeping secrets on Epstein being for their administration, but there you have it. And while Trump sees the Epstein survivors, today had a message for the president, who continues to call what happened to them a hoax.
Mr. President Donald J. Trump, I am a registered Republican, not that that matters because this is not political. However, I cordially invite you to the Capitol to meet me in person so you can understand this is not a hoax. We are real human beings. This is real trauma.
We are tired of looking at the news and seeing Jeffrey Epstein's name and saying that this is a hoax. We are tired of it.
The truth is, Epstein had a free pass. He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump. It was his biggest brag, actually.
Trump's name was invoked multiple times during those emotional moments today at the Capitol. Epstein's victims recounting the horrors also that they endured. The brother of Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who was one of the most vocal Epstein accusers, who really opened the door for so many before taking her life, joined the women in calling for Congress to stop slow-walking the release of the Epstein files.
Our plea to you, whether you're a dad, a mom, a brother, or a sister, look your young ones in the face. Look them in the eye and tell them you didn't stand against the very people who raped, molested, and preyed upon children and young women. If you vote no, your stance will be clear.
In a moment, we're going to be speaking to Virginia Giuffre's family, including her brother Sky, who you just heard there. It is important, of course, to note that Trump has not been accused of wrongdoing. Manu Raju is out front live on Capitol Hill to begin our coverage. So, Manu, you know, there's very little that is bipartisan on Capitol Hill. Congressman Massie really has gone out on a limb, really, frankly, putting his entire career on the line to be on the side of transparency when it comes for the Epstein files. What is the latest, as you understand it, on the bipartisan push to release the files and whether it will be successful?
Well, it's still in the same place that it was before this news conference, when Massie had 4 Republicans, including himself, signing on to this effort to force a vote on the full House to compel the release of these documents, meaning he still needs 2 Republicans. That was the case this morning. That is the case right now. And there are roughly a dozen or so Republicans who actually do support his bill, but are not supporting yet this parliamentary maneuver to circumvent the Republican leadership and put this bill on the floor. That is a rarely successful maneuver that is often employed or attempted by the rank and file. But this time, Massey is so close, but can he get there? One big reason why they're having a hard time is this pressure campaign from the White House. Republican leaders urging Republicans not to sign on to this Massey effort. I caught up with one of the Republicans who did sign on to this effort. That is Marjorie Taylor Greene, a MAGA Republican herself, someone who was at that news conference today. And I asked her about the contention from a White House official that signing on to this effort is a, quote, hostile act.
This isn't a hostile act towards the administration. The hostile act has been against these women for so many years now. The hostile act is covering up for Jeffrey Epstein and everyone else that's been involved in this. And that's the real hostile act. I look forward to talking with President Trump about these women that I've met. I also encouraged him already this morning that he should have these women in the Oval Office. They deserve to be there.
But still, the Speaker of the House is very clear that he does not want to move forward on this effort. In fact, after this news conference, he told reporters, I quote, I think they have been misled. He also said that that their House is moving forward on the investigative front. He pointed to the House Oversight Committee's ongoing investigation, contended that that would be more successful than Thomas Massey's bill, which he said has some flaws to it. So you can see there the challenges that Massey still has to move ahead on this effort.